Lucky shot on the part of Mensink.
The three-point shot actually was probably about a 12-foot shot. It was kind of an assumed area rule.
There was obviously a general, here's the three-point line. But if you actually sat someone down individually in a room and interrogated them, you'd probably get a little bit different answer to where they believe the three-point line was. I always felt like it was slightly inside a half court for the top of the three-point line, and then you wrap it around in an arc.
Pop it, Mike.
It was all best judgment. You know, usually if you were past the light pole on the west side of the court, and then depending on which basket you were hitting from, that would be an automatic three-pointer.
Ball hog there with an ugly shot.
If you were baseline and you were at the very edge of the court, that'd be a three-pointer. Otherwise, if you you pull up and you make a shot and you say, well, that's three, you know, the other team probably wouldn't put up much of an argument because, you know, they knew later on that if they put up a shot like that, they would say, well, that's a three-point shot.
I don't think there's any rule. I mean, you could see a 5-foot shot be counted as a three-pointer, and you could see a 20-foot shot that would get argued over. It just all depended on who it was and how big of a lead there was. If someone was up by a lot, then you'd kind of let it slide.
Ooh, three-pointer by Sean.
Well, the seniors usually dictated the three-point shot. We really probably didn't have much say, as we saw that we didn't really take a lot of three-pointers. They'd probably cross over and probably be a 10-foot shot. They'd count it as a three-point shot, but they had to have some advantage to us since we were younger, faster, and quicker.
Three-point shots started off, I'd say probably a lot closer than they ended up, you know, over the course of a day or over the course of the entire span of the court. I don't remember many people taking shots from the corners, but probably anything near the out of bounds is considered a three-point shot. You know, it was kind of, I don't remember too many arguments about three-point shots.
Basically, the three-point line was whatever Mike's judgment was, because usually he kept score as he was playing, and usually it ended up being a good argument by the time we were done. But because sometimes it'd be about an 8-foot three-pointer instead of the normal 12-foot three-pointer. But we spray painted lines down, and we had nice markings sometimes. But by the second or third game, it was all wore off. So it was basically mostly Mike's judgment on whether it was a three-pointer or not.
But there were guys that, and it wasn't intentional, I don't think, but they would shoot that shot that was just, it was a little bit closer than what I always deemed a three-pointer. But yeah, we usually would give them a three-pointer. So you sometimes had a little controversy there. And then there were other guys that there'd be no doubt, you know, like Rob and Jared and some of these guys, and Tony I on some of the footage, you see him shooting half-quarter. Tony Mensink, a lot of the guys actually shot a lot of long shots.
It was probably pretty much called before we even shot it, 3, by either the opposing player, team, or us. But it usually came down to the seniors going, that wasn't a 3. But they'd take one 5 feet closer, and that was a 3. So it really didn't come to effect with us because we kind of just like to do the showman and try to dunk it. We're all about trying to show off. So
the three-point line, always a little bit of controversy, but it was either three-point or dunk on that court for the most part. 90% of the points scored right there or more.